many people are confused as to whether they should opt for the new tax regime or the old tax regime under the Income Tax Act for this upcoming year, where they have to submit the declarations and things like that when they are salaried employees. So this video is going to take you through the tax slabs, and in a way, you can try and understand whether the new or the old regime will be suitable if you fall under a specific income category. So this is a very general discussion. Of course, in-depth analysis can be done only if your entire statement can be studied and checked by a financial consultant. But yeah, this will give you a brief or a basic idea of whether a new regime or the old regime will suit your requirement. For understanding this, first of all, you need to take into consideration the 12 lakhs of exemption. So from the financial year 25-26, you will, as the finance minister has announced, that you will be getting a 12 lakhs of exemption. But is this really so that if I am having an income of less than 12 lakhs, I don't need to file a return? This is what many people question and ask. The answer to this is a big no. You are supposed to file your income tax return even if your income does not exceed 12 lakh rupees. Now, who would be actually the ones who need to file? Now, only the ones who have the basic exemption limit satisfied. That means you have a amount of basic exemption as your income, below that as your income, only then you're not supposed to file your income tax returns. Otherwise, if you are exceeding that basic slab, then you will need to file your income tax return no matter your income is below 12 lakhs or not. Now, what is that limit? The basic exemption limit for the new tax regime of income tax is 4 lakh rupees. So if you are having an income of less than 4 lakh rupees, then fine, you don't need to file an income tax return on a compulsive basis. Voluntarily, you may need to do it in certain cases, or you may want to do it to avoid any issues, like you made certain transactions in a particular financial year, properties were sold out, share sales and purchase had taken place, or you have some disclosures that have happened in the AIS and the TIS statements, your TDS was deducted, or you may need these documents for future references, like for visa purpose. So there could be many reasons why an income tax return may be required to be filed, one of which is basically this exemption limit of 4 lakhs. So if your income is below 4 lakhs, it's fine if you don't do it, but you may need to do it still in certain circumstances. Okay, like for example, I made a property deal in a year and that appears in my AIS statement. So obviously income taxes department is going to come and question me why you have not filed your return. You earned 50 lakhs in a year, but you didn't file your return. So better do it even if your basic taxable income for that year is less than 4 lakhs. So this was just one example. There are many others. We are not going in depth for that because that's not a topic of discussion. Let's come to the next part now. So basically, even if you have to just conclude this particular part, in the sense, if your income exceeds 4 lakhs but is below 12 lakh rupees, you will still need to file your income tax return. So that should be clear. So just because the finance minister has stated that your eligibility is like your exemption limit is 12 lakhs, you need not file your return. It is not so. Okay. So hope that part is clear. Now let's move to the next thing. Now, if you're earning like annual taxable income of 24 to 30 lakhs, will you be having a beneficial status for new regime or old regime? This is a big question mark, and that is what you will get the answer in this particular video. Now, in the new tax regime, these people will find a reduction in the tax of roughly 1 lakh rupees. So exact calculation, of course, will be different for each person in their individual cases. But normally 1 lakh rupees will be around that figure. You will find that these people are going to save on tax if they opt for the new tax regime. New tax regime, of course, does not allow many exemptions and many deductions. So HRA is not allowed, conveyance may not be allowed, ATC deductions not allowed, medical insurance, home loan interest, these are not allowed, and so on. So most of the exemptions, except for what we have as NPS exemption, most of them will be removed in the new tax regime. They will not allow you to get the benefits. So that is the reason the old tax regime may suit few people if they have a certain amount of income exceeding a certain limit. If you see the tax slabs, you will find that the existing slabs, proposed slabs, and the tax rate under the new tax regime, this is what we are looking at, both are under the new tax regime. The proposed slab rate is 4 up to 4 lakhs 0%, 4 to 8 lakhs 5%, 8 to 12 lakhs you will have 10%, 12 to 16 lakhs you will have 15%, 16 to 20 lakhs you will have 20%, 20 to 24 lakhs you will have 25%, and above 24 lakhs you will have to pay 30%. So this is what will be your tax slabs for the financial year 25-26, right? Now, if we look at the new tax regime, obviously you find that the tax slabs are made in such a way that they want to lower your tax amount that you want to pay for the year as compared to the previous year. So previous year did not have that benefit. So even the basic limit has been increased. The tax slabs, new tax slabs are introduced, and the income stream for which the tax slabs are applied are also different. So this saves on for the people between 24 to 30 lakhs of income. They will find a saving of roughly 1 lakh rupees. Rest of the people, of course, they will have savings in their proportions that we can calculate and check. Now coming to certain examples which can help you to understand which people can opt for new regime and which of the people can opt for old regime. So let's see those examples in the next slide. Tax could be lower in new regime if it is 16 lakhs of income. So 16 lakhs of income, you have exemptions. We are assuming 3.2 lakhs, including standard deduction, and deductions of 2.25 lakhs. Old regime, you will have a tax of 1.19 lakhs. This is a rough calculation. Of course, exemptions in your case may be different, but I'm just taking the maximum permissible exemptions, maximum deductions that can be got under this particular level of income. So old regime, you will have 1.199 lakhs. New regime before budget was 1.553 lakhs, and new regime post budget was 1.13 lakhs. So basically, this tells us that people who earn income up to 16 lakh rupees will find it beneficial to opt for new regime, the post budget. Okay, so up to 16 lakhs, no issues. You can directly state and take up the new regime for the financial year 25-26 because that saves on your taxes. Take another example. If your income is 24 lakhs, exemptions, I'm assuming 4 lakhs, including standard deduction, the deductions will be 2.5 lakhs. So old regime had the tax of 3.35 lakhs. New regime before budget would have 4.03 lakhs, and new regime post budget 2.93. So even up to 24 lakhs, you find the benefit. So definitely up to 24 lakhs, we can suggest a new regime. Now take another example of 60 lakhs of income. Exemptions, I'm assuming 6 lakhs. Deductions. Exemptions here, what we mean is basically the conveyance, HRA and all those. Then deductions would mean standard deduction and other deductions allowable, 2.5 lakhs. Old regime here, you can see 14.69 lakhs. New regime before budget, 16.79 lakhs. And new regime post budget is giving you 15.53. So obviously for people earning 60 lakhs of amount will find. So the upper middle class, we can say, can opt for the old regime if they are making investments, if their salary structure is properly made, and they get the allowances and benefits. Then take another example again of 1.2 crores. Here, if we see the taxes, taking exemptions of 8 lakhs and deductions of 2.5 lakhs, you'll see that again here, the beneficial regime will be the old regime where you say roughly you're saving around 1 lakhs of tax. So if your income here means taxable income basically is 1.2 crores, then you will again find benefit of old tax regime. In computation, we have also taken the surcharge education cess and so on. So looking at these circumstances, if we have to say and pinpoint, normally up to 24 lakhs of income, you can straight away opt for the new regime. There will be no questions. no problems if you're opting for the new tax regime. But if it is 24 to 30 lakhs, you may need to do a little bit of calculation, but still, there too, the new regime will most of the time work out well for you. So up to 30 lakhs of income, new tax regime seems to be really good. After 30 lakhs of income, then basically you will find that if you are making a proper salary structure with HRA, with benefits of conveyance and other exempt allowances, which you may be spending and you may be taking it as a reimbursement, then above that valuation, as we saw the 60 lakhs and 1.2 CR example, we find that the old tax regime, if you're making all the expected investments, will work out to be the best. So you need to work out, of course, you have to work out, sit down and work out your regimes. But important thing is that even if you have given your employer the declaration that you want to opt for the new regime, he deducts your tax according to the new regime, and later you find that no, the old regime I'm saving more tax, then what? Then in such a case, remember that when you are filing your return, you can again opt for the other regime. So if you have opted for new regime, you can switch over to the old regime. If you had opted for old regime, you can even switch to the new regime. You just have to mention that when you are actually filing your returns. That's it. So switching between the two regimes won't be of any difficulty when you're filing the returns. So just because you have given a declaration and or maybe you're just confused at this particular point of time which regime to opt for, there's no issue. You can opt for the best one according to whatever tax slabs you have and you're falling in, or maybe whatever taxable income you are falling in. So based on that, you can give the declaration to your employer and accordingly uh, the pay off whatever the tax is from TDS. If you find that the other regime becomes beneficial, go for it when you file the returns. People who are paying advance tax, remember, you may need to work out in accordance to the new and the old regime. Be careful, because again, if you pay too much of tax, you will have to wait for the refund. So practically, situations are such that after filing the return, also sometimes refunds may be kept on hold for a few months. You may receive them late. So to avoid that, it's best to pay the tax, advance tax properly to avoid the delays. So hope this video can be useful to you in choosing your new or the old tax regime, specifically if you're a salaried employee, because we have calculated this based on even the standard deduction benefits that are given. So do share this video to people if you find it useful, and also subscribe to Commerce Scan just in case you want to receive more updates like this. Thank you.